Hello everyone and welcome to this tier list video. We're all familiar with the tier list concept, and I thought it would be a fun idea to rank the games I've played on this channel up to the end of 2022. I've kept my descriptions of each game and my feelings on them to 20 words or less, so let's get started with D tier. If they treated this like No Man's Sky, it could have been epic, but it's still broken and boring. Supremely difficult arcade games, only for purists, the first one is kind of manageable. Frustrating twin-stick shooter, but as a brawler. That goddamned sandbird. Opening Pandora's box is nowhere near as exciting as you think it is. Fergal can off. Entertaining anime fighting game that is bogged down in JRPG-length story. I feel like QWOP controlled better than this game. For the tutorial, we will only teach you a third of the mechanics this game has. Teach me more! An interesting concept for a stealthy heist game, but no one plays it stealthily. Probably a decent game, but I cannot gel with the combo controls. Ditto. A Souls-like where the parry mechanic is broken, but also essential to the game. Gave me this monstrosity at least. The game is completely forgettable. No new player experience whatsoever. Try the first one instead. May improve once a battle pass arrives, but I earned no currencies in 1 hour of play. Interesting spin on the Battle Royale formula, but everyone wants to play Deathmatch instead. C tier. I can see why it's so influential, but I just can't beat the final boss. Spooky VR thrills, but I cannot remember a shred of the story. A cut-and-paste open-world driving game, not much else going on. MC Escher made a puzzle game, and it melted my mind. Obtuse puzzles stop this game's horror sequences from really shredding the nerves. An interesting idea, and brilliantly acted, but the pacing and camera speed are horrendously slow. Football does what football does. Looks like a techno DreamWorks film, but it plays like a regular third-person shooter. The UI and character models are so frickin' small, it also feels too unfair for a roguelike. Important announcement, there are robot dinosaurs. The game, however, is just meter management. Not scaled correctly, so it's unnecessarily difficult, but my love for the Borderlands series is too strong to put it lower. Pretty platformer, but not sure why it needed the HD remaster. Very slow opening, which is mainly cutscenes, but combat seems fresh and interesting. Voice acting ruined LEGO games, changed my mind. Cut and paste open world racing, but the day-night cycle matters a bit more. Super Smash Bros. Clone for the shows I never watched as a kid. JRPG, but make it a Dynasty Warriors. Or is that Dynasty Warriors? Who knows? Golf games can be fun and relaxing, but this is just boring. Had fun with the Nuzlocke, but random encounters can suck it forever. An odd spin on the Final Fantasy formula, but it's forgettable. Progress in this game seems like it would take forever. B tier. Charming idea that has no right to be this good of a game. For a tenner, this is ridiculously fun. Shame it had no DLC. An entertaining cult classic, but my indifference to high fantasy stopped me playing more. Nostalgia hit me hard with this one, but it's frustratingly difficult. An adorable MMO style game that could have been a classic single player game. Lottie, I am so sorry, I will never make you watch this again. That snake was damn cool though. A cool collection of games, a terrible idea for a stream. Never gonna do the work required for the good ending, but it was a lot of fun. That final level sucked so much, but it was a nice rework of the Wii title. Doesn't make a lick of sense, but it's an entertaining, overly gory roller coaster ride. Turns out I just can't do platforming. Loud and colourful rally racing. You need friends to play this properly, but it's a well-crafted idea. Terrifically meaty combat, and a great cinematic style. Feels just like the old games, but looks so much shinier. Hilarious ragdoll simulator. In space! God, I'm gonna hate how that bit sounds. Was expecting garbage, but it's a good racer. Handling could use work, but it's very entertaining. Dodgeball Battle Royale. Entertaining, but I was terrible at it. Too short, but very spooky and great to play with friends. Incredibly tense as the soldiers, incredibly confusing as the predator. Iconic sci-fi RPGs with a fresh coat of paint and quality of life improvements. The performance is really bad, and I hate the grinding, but it made me like Pokemon games again. Can't beat Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, but it's a solid kart racer. Surprisingly deep and accessible, free-to-play Monster Hunter. A tier. There's a reason it gets so much hype. Immensely satisfying to get good at. Data Pigeon! You may not die from it. You may also find God. God also may be a sentient pudding. Kill with style, or through sheer incompetence. A bona fide classic. We're never getting a Half-Life 3, so get over it. Get used to the combat system and you'll find one of the best open world games out there. Adorable platformer that has a huge difficulty spike at the last moment. Loved every second. Perfectly executed puzzle games. Forget Half-Life 3, where is Portal 3? You've never played anything like this. An instant classic that's a wholly unique experience. Classic slapstick LEGO games, but I prefer the Star Wars versions. If Laika Studios made a horror game, oh my god, can we just actually have that? Can someone make that? A fascinating and flawed experience, but it's very charming, and I can't wait to explore the whole map. S tier. Did you want a Neon Genesis Evangelion golf game? Because that's exactly what this is. Charming and well-scripted point-and-click adventure, slow to start, but it has a tense and emotional end. Commits fully to the ridiculous idea and becomes instantly recommendable to everyone in existence. Jack of all trades, master of almost all of them, one of the best cooperative games ever made. Every time I play this beautiful game, I love it even more. The pinnacle of kart races. Seriously, how do you improve on this? Challenging in all sorts of ways, but expertly crafted that it's never too difficult. The FMV style and bonkers gameplay make this an absolute joy from start to finish. Each genre involved in this game is one I wouldn't play usually, but I've sunk 90 plus hours into this. Sensational. Simply some of the greatest games ever made, and this is a love letter to those classics. Stunning and elegant, a mysterious and charming game with astounding visual design. A graphical style unlike anything else around. Effortlessly charming in every way. Panic in the right way! A labour of love from incredibly talented developers. One of the most unique narrative experiences I've ever had. And a haunting and beautiful story that makes walking simulators a worthwhile genre. So there you have it, all the games I've played in one handy little list, which you can see on the screen now. Do you agree or disagree with my choices, or do you want to know more about why I've put a game in a certain place? Put a comment down below and we'll talk about it. Until next stream or video, adios.